Amidst the Israel-Hamas war's daily shellings and attacks, tonight we wanted to take a step back and look at the history and really the context behind the conflict.
KTVU's Jana Katsuyama sat down for an in-depth talk with two professors, each with ties to different sides of this war and each with different perspectives.
The human toll of the Israel-Gaza war is heartbreaking for people on both sides. Innocent civilians killed as a long history of conflict reignites. Israel's retaliatory airstrikes on Gaza City responding to the shocking attack in Israel by Hamas militants.
The term Hamas comes from an acronym, which is the Islamic Resistance Movement. So it's a movement that actually emerged in the late 80s, right at the period of what we call the Palestinian uprising that occurred in 1987-88.
Hatem Bazian, a UC Berkeley lecturer of Middle Eastern languages and cultures, says it's important people understand the Hamas militant group is just one faction within Palestinian society.
Hamas became the ruling party in Gaza, while Fatah, the Palestinian Authority, became the ruling party in the West Bank.
That internal Palestinian power struggle is now a problem for Israeli-Palestinian peace, according to Professor Ron Hassner, UC Berkeley Chancellor's Professor of Political Science and Chair of Israeli Studies.
Israelis, I think, understand very well that they are two different organizations. If the Palestinian Authority fails to denounce these events, it will appear as an incompetent and helpless actor while Hamas takes action. And that empowers Hamas to speak on behalf of the Palestinian people and to cause more carnage and more destruction.
One big question is why Hamas decided to attack now. Both professors agree that Hamas might be reacting to recent actions by other Arab countries.
The greater Arab community is moving towards relations with Israel and is doing so despite the Palestinian issue. And I think that that's what set Hamas in a burst of panic to take this very rash action.
The possibility of normalization with Saudi Arabia left the Palestinians as almost a non-actor in the decisions that pertain to them.
Bazian also says Israeli President Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition with Israel's far right has led to recent clashes this year between Palestinians and Israeli settlers near the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip border. Professor Hassner also noted Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's trip to the region and the U.S. military ships in the Mediterranean might be helping to prevent an escalation by Iran and its proxy militant group, Hezbollah.
A very loud statement by President Biden reminding Iran that it needs to stay out of this conflict have had a really calming effect.
And one note, after our interviews, the two professors, one Israeli, one Palestinian, wrote a joint letter to the UC Berkeley community saying, quote, "We are two professors on this campus who disagree vehemently, but we've always treated one another with respect and dignity. We expect that you treat one another with the same respect and dignity that we are modeling here." So, Mike and Julie, really a call for peace in the middle of this very divisive war.
Yeah, peaceful dialogue indeed. And nice to see the two professors come together as well.
Despite their differences of opinion.
Exactly. Jana, thank you.
Thanks, Jana.